I'm gonna.
Hello to everyone near and far. Wait, no, that's a stolen word, not near and far. Welcome to the VTM Mysteries. I am Jayce Maxwell, your host and storyteller. Let's meet our vampires and our special guest. We'll start with Rave.
I'm Kat Leo, and I play Rave.
Hi, I'm Sadie Gordon, and I play Thomas.
Sako.
Hi, I'm Sako Tumi, and I play Diane Aziz, which I will update my name.
Hi, I'm Dahlia DeWinters, and I play Venus Dupree.
And now for the intro. So this week, Jinne cannot be with us for personal reasons. We wish her well. So we will play the game without her. I have an idea of what's going to go on with her character. So we shall begin. Humans have a strange and rigid way of defining what's right and wrong and what's good and evil. But vampires don't really fall into that. What counts as good or evil for them? In the last episode, we had one of our coterie, Diane, murder an innocent in cold blood. Since then, we have looked up the rules and found that a murder in cold blood without any provocation is 3 stains on humanity. And the way humanity works is every vampire has a humanity level from 0 to 10. 0 meaning they are a complete beast and not even remotely human anymore, and 10 meaning they're an absolute saint. Diane has 8 humanity. And she also has a touchstone or a conviction that she went against to do that. So that was 4 stains. So the first thing that does for any vampire when it goes when there are more stains than there are spaces left to 10. So in her case, there were 2 spaces left to 10. Each other stain is aggravated willpower damage. So she has taken 2 points of aggravated willpower damage, and that can be earned back by following your touchstones, just doing things that would actually make your character feel more human. And it's 1 per session if that is followed. If it's not followed, then there is no recovery.
Okay.
We also did the roll to test for remorse. And Sako did the roll between games, and she passed the roll, which means that Diane has experienced remorse, and she will still be experiencing this remorse during this episode. and she has not lost a point of humanity, so she is still at 8. And that is something that, the more humanity you lose, the less you care about humans, the less you are part of this world. The aggravated willpower damage is a bit of a hit, but it can be recovered. And there is the other thing that we found in the rules, I knew about in the rules, but I never really explained it that well, so we haven't been using it. And that is the temporary willpower damage. And that is something that you choose to do, and you recover all the temporary willpower damage at the end of the episode. So you can actually use all your willpower as basically a currency to improve your rolls during an episode, and you will get it back at the end of the episode. And that is for everybody, Venus included. Okay. So, where we last left off, we have just heard a radio broadcast, the start of a radio broadcast by Venus. The 3 of you are in the plane. It is still early, very early evening. It's probably like 8 p.m. Your hunger does not need any more rolls because you rolled them at the end of the last episode. So where you ended off is where you still stand. So yes, what do the 3 of you choose to do?
Good question. Probably cleaning my weapon while I consider what the next step would be. But hopefully Nate comes back.
Yes, hopefully.
How about you, Rave?
Rave. Sorry, I'm reviewing. Rave is reviewing what she heard. So we know that Rudy is at the station with Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Rave is looking to the others, wondering, asking if, are we going there? Do we need a plan? What do we do in this situation?
At that moment, Echo's phone rings, and she looks down at it, and she's like, "It's my prince. I have to take this." And she goes off into her room on the plane. And you do hear heated argument coming from that direction. So things you do know that were established before is that this plane does have a pretty elaborate communication station. So that is an option. You've got, it's got all the internet and stuff there. if you need it.
Right.
Could we look up what's been happening in New York while we've been on that wild goose chase?
You could, and that would be a pretty easy one. That would be top of the headlines, actually.
Just so we know what's been happening while we've been not here.
Let me pull that up. No, bad. And welcome back, Nate. I need the name of the building. That's all I need. Come on, document, open. So there is a headline that really gets your attention, and that is dozens found dead in Javits Center. And that, and reading on, it tells that it's a sort of a Renaissance convention center in New York City. Probably it was 70 some bodies were found hollowed out, just like you found in the hotel, or just like happened in the hotel. And in the basement, tied up, was radio host Venus Dupree. And she was rescued by the people who investigated the place, and a man named Rudy Garland was among the rescuers.
Dun, dun, dun.
And they are also calling it the Hollow Plague. Hello to Samantha and to Spence.
So did Rave read that by herself and then conveys it to everybody else? Or
That's up to you.
Okay.
Did you share it with us, or?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm like, Rave shares the information that she found with Diane and Nate about the 70 hollowed out bodies and Rudy being among the rescuers and the Hollow Plague. And of course Venus.
And the broadcast is still playing, and you hear him talking to Venus over the radio.
As a guest?
As a guest. So you know where he is right this minute.
Well, that is both interesting and troubling.
Who tried to capture Venus Dupree to begin with?
That is a good question.
She tied up.
She was tied up.
Right, but my question is, who tied her up?
What does your gut tell you?
Well, seems like a setup to me. Great for a news story. Great for a interview. It seems.
Hey, Megan.
Hi, Megan. It seems too convenient.
Yeah. Let me kidnap you so I can rescue you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, of all of the people that were in that building, he happened to tie up in the basement the radio show host.
Hmm.
It seems too convenient.
Do you want to do any more digging then?
Rave does not have that skill set.
However, I do. So,
I can barely do
yes, I would like to do more digging on Venus
Mhm.
Dupree and also Rudy Garland, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm. I would like to assist with that if I may.
All right. Let me see. That would be technology. Oh no, investigation and intelligence.
My document is open, I swear it is. There it is. I have a lot of windows.
Same here.
I just don't have the technology.
All right, that gives me a 7
+1 for the help.
plus 1 for the help.
And you are at 1 hunger for the new day.
Three successes.
Okay. So you're not really getting anything on Rudy,
Okay.
because as a human, he really didn't have much of a life. You do find a lot of stuff on Venus Dupree. A lot of stuff. Because that she's a local celebrity.
Sure.
And actually, she's nationally syndicated at this point.
Ah, so she's like a Howard Stern sort of.
If Howard Stern did a Love
Yeah.
Line show.
Like Dr.
Her-
Laura.
Yeah. Right on.
Yes, so she is very popular, and she runs her radio relationship show
Hmm.
in the evenings and is extremely successful. And then you hit an article from 3 days ago saying she went missing on her way home from work. And police had been looking for her. And there were no witnesses into her disappearance, just that she never made it home.
Where was she tied up?
In the convention center basement, which is not where the radio show is.
Right, I gotcha. So first, I think we should investigate the convention center.
Yep.
And see if there is any evidence left behind or any stuff set up for interrogation or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right.
I think that's wise because yes, we know where Rudy is currently, but we don't want to face him unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
And chances are, if Venus, if he rescued Venus and she is now later having him on the show, she must have contact details for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can afford to let that.
That is
Yeah.
implying that Venus will be willing to work with us.
We have Ways und Means.
And the one thing you don't have, you have the location of the Javits Center because that is a public place. You don't know where they tape the show, where they record the show.
Can we
Right.
look that up?
That would take more research.
Then my 3 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do another roll?
I think I do.
Because just looking up where Love from Venus is recorded.
Is Nate helping me a second time?
Yep.
Mm. 2 successes.
It is enough. However, Google's being a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where you're just like, where is Live from Venus taped or recorded?
Mm-hmm.
And Google gives you like 70 pages of recordings from the planet Venus.
Mm.
Because it's saying, this is what you meant to search for, right?
No.
You're like, damn it, Google, shut up.
Stop trying to correct me.
But you do finally get a building for that. And I'll just say you write it down.
Yep.
Okay, so now you have both locations.
Great.
Okay.
So let's
May
ahead.
I make a request?
Absolutely.
Before we head out, can I do my study check on the prayer book?
The study check requires time. So you need...
Okay, but you said this was early.
If you want to stay behind while they go, then you could do that. Because the study check requires a few hours of studying.
Well, that depends on how much of a rush we're in.
So, I mean, that is a choice that you guys have to make.
Rave, what do you think?
Well,
Are we in a hurry? Are we in a hurry to get to the convention center, or do we have time to let Nate research this book?
What time would it be now, quote unquote?
8.
Yeah, it's about 8. Actually, now it's roughly 8:45 because Google was being a dick.
Because Google was being a dick.
Google. I'm gonna say yes because that Nate could have some time for that because the prayer book could be very helpful in finding out the stuff about the light thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Rave is in favor of let's know as much as we can before encountering it again.
And there is another option. The other option would be if you wanted to split up.
No.
Okay.
No. No. No.
At the Hans, I'm not going near it alone.
We are not splitting the party.
There's only 3 of us.
Okay, is anyone helping me with my study roll?
Yes, please.
Okay, Diane can help, and also Dawn can help,
Mm-hmm. And
and
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth can help.
Okay.
Hi, Eva.
Is this a system where studying can be broken down in smaller increments, like an hour here, one there? It can, but a roll is 3 hours, roughly. And we don't know if they can get back to do more studying before the evening is over. And the party is wise. Yes, the party is very wise. And
Yeah.
hello, Eva.
They
Okay,
learned
so
from
what
mistakes.
is...
What
Sorry,
is-
I'm mathing.
Oh,
Nate's rolling the dice.
what was it? Intelligence plus occult plus something else, wasn't it?
No, it was intelligence plus linguistics.
Linguistics, yes.
7 successes and a messy critical.
Okay. Let me look up. We're gonna play with the Bane. And let me... with the compulsion, that's what I want. So we want the Tremere compulsion. These pages are too new and they're too sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfectionism is the Tremere clan clan compulsion.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but the best satisfies the vampire. Anything less than exceptional performance instills a profound sense of failure, and they often repeat tasks obsessively to get them just right. Until the vampire scores a critical win on a skill roll or the scene ends, the vampire labors under a 2 dice penalty to all dice pools.
Well, that's just rude.
So that is, we'll say that will be for the convention center.
Oh,
Thank you very much, oh very kind storyteller.
But you do get 7 more successes added to your total.
I do, so that takes me down to 37 remaining.
And you're starting to understand snippets of things. Like on one of the pages, you're seeing things that you could almost call like larval state.
Mhm.
And chrysalis and hatching. So you're starting to put some stuff together.
Interesting. Chrysalis comes up here as well.
a parasite.
Dot, dot, dot.
So, are you going to the convention center now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are you taking with you?
I am taking a rifle and a laptop.
Okay.
I will continue to take my backpack with my whole like. Who knows? When I read this.
And Nate?
I have nothing to take with me, so
Is Hans coming or staying?
Of course Hans is coming. Come on, Rave.
Okay, Hans is
okay.
coming.
Of course Hans is coming.
Are there blankets on this plane?
Yes.
Okay, I will fashion a doggy seat cover out of a blanket
Yeah,
for my car
Uh,
because Kisara,
yeah.
and begrudgingly so.
Rattle Prassum.
Grumble, grumble.
Okay.
Who's a good boy? Yes, you're a good boy.
So when
Don't
you,
get me wrong, it's not that I don't like Hans. I just like my car more.
you know what you do need to do? A dexterity and drive roll.
Okay.
Because this is New York City.
Yes, it is. Please tell me I have good decks. I can't remember. Oh, frack. Well, that's interesting.
Do you want me to drive?
Would you mind driving, seeing as I am at a penalty?
I do not mind.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure my dex is moderate.
I will let Diane drive.
Okay.
Begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly.
Because otherwise...
I'll take good care of her.
Thank you. Because otherwise I get to roll 2 hunger dice and that's it.
Oh, yeah, and you can feel right now that your beast just wants to go road rage on the entire city of New York.
I'm still reeling. The whole van incident has not worked for me.
That is 1 success. Do you want to spend a temporary
Willpower?
I
do.
to just re-roll the 2 black ones. So just
okay.
2N. And it'll change it.
Oh, dagnabbit.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that.
Ooh, nice. Okay, 3 successes. That is okay. You are cool as a cucumber through the madness of New York traffic. And you get to the Javits Center, and you find parking, and it's not that close, but it's not too far a walk because they don't actually have parking. I checked.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's all like pay lots blocks away.
Right.
True.
You did your research. Good job.
And there is police tape around the whole thing, but there's not a police presence there.
I dodged the police tape. And I mentioned to Nate that I used to drive in Rome. So, like New York, at least they use their horns here.
I was going to say that was very nicely done.
I didn't grind any coffee or anything.
No, it was. You can drive my car any day.
Okay.
Baby, you
I'm
can
honored.
drive my car.
I'm honored.
But the next obstacle is the fact that the doors are actually locked.
Grumble, grumble.
Grumble, grumble.
Does anybody have, what is it, Larceny.
Nope.
Nope.
I have 1 in larceny.
You
That-
could try a dex and larceny roll to see if you can pick a lock.
All right. So that would be 4, 1H, 4N.
So if you have 5 total between the two of those.
Between the two of those, I have 4.
So it would be 3
Oh,
3N
right.
and 1H. Because just for anyone who doesn't know, all hunger replaces black dice with hunger dice.
2 successes.
Okay. It takes, probably 20 minutes, but you actually do manage to pick the lock.
Woo.
And considering that that's not really something you've ever had to deal with in your normal life, you're just kind of impressed with yourself.
Apparently, I know how to use YouTube with
YouTube
my 0 technology
University.
skills.
Okay, you are in the building. It is a huge space, very open. It's just like a giant cube, and all the bodies have been taken. The one thing you do remember from the article was that Venus was found tied up in the basement.
Yep, that's the first place I go.
Yep. I
Okay,
will follow you.
we will do sort of, how about a group roll?
Okay.
Who has the best? It's going to be investigation plus, I'd say, wits to locate the door. And this is just going to find out how long it takes.
That's a 5 for me.
5 total?
6 for me, but I'm at a 2 penalty, so that makes it a 4.
Mine's
Okay.
a 4.
Okay, so we will do Diane's, which is, you said 5, plus 2.
Plus
Because
2.
it's 2 people helping.
Okay.
So
Dog
you got
help.
7 dice.
I hope that I'm just like, can the dog help?
2 successes.
Okay, this is a couple hours. With only 2 successes, it does take a couple hours to find out where the hell the door to the basement is. But you do find it.
Isn't there a map around here somewhere? Just find the map, and then we can find the fucking basement.
Well, here's the thing. The basement isn't on the maps because it's not a visitor accessible area.
Right, of course.
So they don't want people to know how to get there.
Sure.
But you do find it, and it is unlocked.
Okay, so it's probably closer to 10 or 11 now?
It's about 11 now.
Okay. I just want to keep an eye on, like, the progress of the night. So I investigate the area with which she was captured.
It's a little more, the basement's a little more, segmented, more rooms, things are separated, and it's all for like storage for things and everything. But just going room by room, it only takes you about a half hour to find something pretty, what you're looking for, basically. Because the police did not do their due diligence in cleaning this area up.
Gotcha.
And you're wondering if the police even came down here or if Rudy,
It was just Rudy. Yeah.
and Rudy brought Venus up, and the police didn't even try. But you find a chair with rope. And let us do a wits and awareness.
Mm-hmm. I failed.
Does anyone else want to try?
I can try.
It's gonna say I have time.
For what it's worth. I failed.
Aw.
I will now try. So it'd be 1H4N because my total would be 5, correct?
Mhm. That is correct.
Goodness,
Succeeded with 3 successes. Raze is on it.
Rave is on fire tonight. Out of the corner of your eye, Rave, you see, just because you've got the other two have their phone lights on, and you've got just a flashlight. And as the lights are sweeping through the room, you see like a glittery, like pink thing out of the corner of your eye, just little tiny on the floor. And as you swing your flashlight back towards it, it's a pink and gold ornament. But it is not, it is in 2 pieces.
Venus is a host.
So Rave points it out to Diane and Nate and walks towards it to pick it up.
Does it have the Arabic on it?
The Arabic on the outside, like the previous one, and on the inside, that weird language that's not
Translatable. Yeah.
although, when Nate looks at it, Nate recognizes it as the language from the book.
Okay. So we're getting somewhere, and I will pocket that very gently for further research.
Excellent. I dare suspect that Venus is. So, I don't think that the people who are hollow are dead. I think they're just hollow. And the. I think it is more likely that Venus has become a host or whatever parasite, whatever entity that is supposed to be coming in.
Putting the clues so far together with what I have been able to glean from the prayer book, I'm inclined to agree with you. It's a little to be have a definitive theory, but it's something to work with.
Now the question becomes, is this any of our business? Like, do we get involved or with these, whatever these entities are, and whoever is doing
That is the question.
Is this our problem? I don't know that it is.
It's above our pay grade.
It's above our pay grade. Exactly my point.
It does seem to be above our pay grade. I'm just looking something up quickly.
Roger that. Oof. Not that I'm trying to like completely derail the storyline or anything like that, but we
Until
got
someone looks at our pay grade.
yeah.
Why can I not find any people?
So immediately,
Uh-oh.
what do you want to do? Like, for the moment, do you want to go back to the plane? Do you want to... Yeah. Because you're in the basement of a place that you broke into.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
However,
Let us.
it's also 11 o'clock at night, and I'm not worried about cops coming in. So, unless we're like, totally wrecking the place, I don't think there's going to be a problem.
So the question is, do we believe there is anything more to be learned at the convention center?
Well,
Ignoring the fact that we haven't decided yet whether this is our pay grade or not.
I dare say let's look at some of these rooms and see if there were other preparations made.
Okay. So
I would like to investigate the other rooms, Storyteller.
Okay. I am not going to have any rolls for that because there is actually nothing left to find.
Okay.
But there is... It does take about an hour to get through the rest of the rooms.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
midnight.
that's fair.
That is fair. Let us go back to the plane.
I agree with that. Let's hightail it back, and Diane, you can drive again.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's the end of the scene, so you have your penalty is absolved.
Oh, thank goodness. My baby.
So, Diane's still driving, or is it you?
How you feeling, Nate?
Honestly, I feel like... So, yes, Diane drove in Rome, and she obviously drove well in New York, but I drove in Montreal. So,
it's your baby, Your
yeah, so I will drive.
Okay, so a Dex and Drive check for you.
And please be nice to me.
2
2 successes.
Yeah.
That is fine. It's not as bad as you were expecting.
It's also
It's
the
not-
middle of the night.
Yeah. It is a calmer part of the day, but yes.
But New York never sleeps.
Okay, so you have returned to the plane.
Indeed.
What do you want to do at this point?
I move that we investigate and compare the ornament with the book.
That actually sounds like a very smart plan. Assuming the storyteller will allow us to do that.
I mean, you can do that. You've already done your book thing for the evening. So you can't get any more from that, and you do recognize that it is the same writing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure what you're.
Well, if it's the same writing, what does it say?
Well, that's the thing. I've only been able to pick out a handful of words from the prayer book. So unless that handful of words is what's inscribed on the inside of the ornament, I'm not going to be able to learn anything new from the ornament until I've learned more from the book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to say there's one word you think you can pick out on the inside of the ornament,
Mhm.
and that is egg.
Okay. As soon as my document opens, I will make a note of that.
But yeah, this studying that Nate is doing, it's basically to learn a language.
Yep.
So Elizabeth is like, so what did you find over there? Anyone?
You know, another ornament. Wait, does Elizabeth know about the ornaments?
Not yet.
Hold on. Hold on.
She does now.
Well, I mean, she sees you investigating the ornament in your hand. She's like, okay, so what is that?
Apparently, it's an egg.
An egg. An egg of
Something
this a-
parasitic.
parasitic eggs. Yeah.
And is this related to that all the other stuff, like the book and the hollow bodies and everything?
It appears that way.
Oh dear. So what do we do?
Is that
We
a thing that we do anything about? I think we are messing with forces beyond our means.
Maybe we should call it in.
Maybe we should.
And she's like, okay, I can get the mirror.
Yep. I think it is time that we speak to Philippe about this.
So she
Go for it.
she goes and grabs. It's actually a full length mirror.
Wow.
How
And
was she
wheels it out.
traveling with it?
Oh no, she wasn't.
Oh, good.
She says, yeah, Pan and I picked this up while you guys were out. It might be more helpful.
Right. Well, Philippe is nothing if not extra. Rave, Diane, you might want to be in a different part of the plane for this, seeing as Philippe does not know of your existence.
I am going to go to my room and talk to my own prince.
Should
Baron.
Rave will go with
Diane.
Diane to
Yeah.
so she, yeah.
Elizabeth says, hey, about that,
Mhm.
this particular ritual is something that anyone with any bit of blood magic can learn. It's a really simple one.
Mhm.
And someone has been keeping another secret. and she glares at Pan.
Pan?
Pan can do the ritual.
I gathered. Do you want to tell me why you didn't let us know about this?
His eyes are big, and he says, I didn't know about this.
Right. Okay.
And Elizabeth goes, that's what he said before, but I don't know how he got blood magic. He's a Malkavian.
So obviously somebody trained him.
And he's like, nobody trained me. I don't know any magic.
Then why are we accusing Pan of keeping secrets from us when he is not book learned?
Well, it's Elizabeth accusing him and him denying it, so it's a question of who's telling the truth, who's lying. Is anyone lying?
I think Elizabeth is making assumptions.
Is that what you say?
And making assumptions is just making an ass out of me.
She's like, needless to say, from what he says, he has spoken to your Baron before, so he could do this ritual and allow you to talk to your Baron that way.
I could just call my Baron too.
And now Elizabeth kind of glares at you and is like, masquerade?
You're implying that someone has bugged my phone?
I'm implying that there's already been dealings with Inquisition, and anything that's non-mystical is probably suspect.
Compromised?
I mean, and just as a storyteller to player, you're an anarch, and you know she's Camarilla, and you know how the Camarilla are about these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's up to you whether you decide that she's blowing things out of proportion or not.
Well, I am obviously in the position where I am assuming she is blowing things out of proportion, yes.
Okay.
Speaking as a Camarilla agent, I feel like she's blowing things out of proportion. Because so far she's made a lot of accusations, but not actually provided any proof.
The proof.
Like,
Yeah, go Nate! Woo!
give me some evidence. Because so far I'm getting a lot of he said, she said, and what am I supposed to do with that?
Nate earns +1 bond with Rave and Diane. Not a real stat, but hey.
Darn.
Elizabeth just shrugs her shoulders and turns back to the mirror and starts biting her wrist.
Okay, well,
I'm
Diane,
gonna go make my
Rave, and be sure to take Hans with you,
Oh yeah, got it.
because that I can't explain.
He just comes dog and he was nice.
There's just this random dog following me now, you know. Like,
All right. Okay.
I think he's a fan of the show.
They make Elizabeth makes the connection to Philippe, and you look in the mirror and you see him as you've seen him before, he is the embodiment of tweed,
Mm.
and he pushes his glasses up and just... Okay, so what is happening at the moment?
I am reporting to Philippe that I think I now know what was happening at the lodge. And that connecting the dots, we seem to be on the receiving end of some kind of infestation.
What is happening to the victims?
The victims are being hollowed out.
The hollow
But-
plague that they're reporting?
The hollow plague.
That is a huge masquerade problem.
I know that's a huge masquerade problem. The problem is I'm not making much headway. There is a book, a prayer book, that I found at the lodge that I am trying to decipher. I am only about a third of the way through, and so far the only words or phrases that I've been able to understand from it are larval state, chrysalis, hatching, and egg. So forgive me if I seem to be jumping to conclusions, but that to me says infestation. Infestation of what? I don't know.
Fascinating. And is this what was setting the signal at the lodge?
That was an object that we've been calling the obelisk, or that I've been calling the obelisk. It is no longer intact, but it is inscribed with the same language, so I'm inclined to say that they are connected in some manner.
What else about this obelisk?
Well, the obelisk sort of triggered an event, a time loop event.
Are you kidding me? That is amazing.
And it was bizarre. So here's the thing. We know that the Hollow Plague is present in New York. There is a man who is currently in New York who was at the lodge and was not hollowed out because he escaped. I believe he is a host to whatever is doing the hollowing. And I don't know that I am equipped to deal with him.
What can he do?
As far as I know, he triggers something, or he himself emits a bright light, and then all the humans in the area are hollowed out.
So did he do that in New York too?
I assume so. I don't know. There are these ornaments, which I believe are eggs for this infestation, parasite, whatever it is. One of them was broken at the lodge. I found another one broken in the basement of the convention center where the Hollow Plague was scene in New York. So I believe we are now looking at multiple hosts.
Do you know who the second host is?
I have an inkling that it is local national celebrity Venus Dupree.
That is a wrinkle. Um,
Mm-hmm.
could you... I don't know. Maybe you could... We don't know what they can do, but I'm inclined to say just see if you can establish contact. Do they know that you exist?
I don't know if they know that I exist. However, there is one other wrinkle.
Okay.
I didn't realize it at the time of our last discussion, when you mentioned about there being Inquisition around.
Mm-hmm.
But I have actually had a run-in with the Inquisition at the lodge. I didn't realize they were Inquisition. I thought they were regular human military. And I commandeered one of their vans because one of them managed to put a tracker on this host, Rudy. So we followed the tracker, and it led me to a field, or was it a warehouse?
It was a warehouse.
It was a warehouse in Maine, where the Inquisition tried to make contact with me via the CB radio in the van. At which point I kind of, pardon my language, lost my shit and beat the van up.
Did they know who you are?
I don't think they knew me, but they definitely know what I am.
Okay, so you may have a mark.
Mm-hmm.
Although commandeering an Inquisition van, that's impressive. I am humbled at your ingenuity. Yeah, I would say my instruction right now is to see if you can make contact, and just friendly contact, and just feel them out and get the hell out of there if they are hostile.
For clarification, we are now talking about the hosts.
Yes.
Not the Inquisition.
Not the Inquisition.
Okay. Just double checking.
I would not send you into an Inquisition hangout and tell you to make small talk with them.
I didn't think that you would. However, stranger things have happened. As I have found out the last couple of days.
I am old. I'm not that out of touch.
Right. Just one more little question, if I may.
All right.
You sent Elizabeth to assist us
Yes.
because of her ability, assist me, really, because of her ability to contact you with this ritual.
Mm-hmm.
She has now, I don't want to use the word accused, but she has now accused Pan of being able to do the same ritual.
Who's Pan?
Is Pan not one of your agents?
No? Is he Kindred?
He is Kindred. He's Malkavian, and he met me at the airport.
Huh. That's not who I sent.
I am very confused.
Goddamn Malkavians.
I am also confused. Do you have this Pan available?
I look around the room. Is Pan available?
He seems to be trying to sink into one of the couches and make himself as small as possible.
Okay, well, I will just grab him by the shoulders and bring him in front of Philippe. This is Pan.
A kid?
Mm-hmm.
There are laws about that. Who made you? And Pan just looks at him and is like, I don't know. I wasn't there for it. Well, I was there for it, but I wasn't awake for it.
Diane's not
Curiouser
there.
and curiouser.
Diane's not there. Diane's not there.
Elizabeth is there, though, because she's the one running the mirror, and she says to Philippe, yeah, and this Malkavian kid also has blood magic that he doesn't seem to know about. But he can do my ritual. And Philippe is just like, he can do a Tremere ritual.
Well, Elizabeth says he can do the ritual. I've not seen him do the ritual.
And Pan just clears his throat and says, that part's not a lie. Elizabeth showed me how to do the ritual, and I tried it, and it worked.
Right. So we have a Malkavian, a child Malkavian,
Who was taught
with blood magic.
I swear I don't know how I got this. I didn't know I had it in me.
Who is also not your agent. And yet met me at the airport where I collected Echo and knew me by name.
And knew the
and
code
knew
word.
my mission. And knew the code word.
Pan just leans up to your ear and just kind of gestures you to bend down.
I bend down.
Apollo told me the code word.
Yeah, that's not really helpful, Pan. Do you want me to tell the prince about that?
Probably not yet.
Because otherwise that does not help. You're making me look bad in front of my boss.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, your princeness. I don't know what to say. And Philippe just goes, Elizabeth,
Tell him.
do some digging. Use your magic. Try and figure out what his deal is. That'll be your assignment. And that is, I think that's all I have the spoons for right now, he says. Philippe says.
I don't blame you. I feel like I'm running rather low on cutlery myself.
So how about we just deal with figuring out what these hosts are, figuring out what this obelisk thing is, figuring out what Pan is. And from what I hear Jeremy tell me, you're also needed back at the studio.
Yeah. Kinda. There is a timeline on that.
Okay. Well, aside from meeting the hosts, I think everything else you can do here. So you don't have to worry about skipping out on your team.
Okay. That is good to know. Thank you. I will attempt to make friendly contact with the hosts ASAP and return to Montreal ASAP.
All right. And he's like, okay, we can end the transmission here. And Elizabeth just like puts her hand on the top of the mirror and lets it fade back into just regular mirror. And Pan just tries to slink away back to
I grab him.
a big comfy chair.
Where do you think you're going, mister?
I was just going to sit down.
Okay, but you stay in my line of sight.
All right. Okay, the scene moves to Diane and Rave in Diane's room.
Oh boy.
Yay.
As you are phoning... Okay, I gotta open the document again because I've forgotten his name because I haven't seen it in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I don't remember it.
My cats are like super into my pizza.
Lubanzi Kumalo, Baron of Pretoria, South Africa.
Domalo, as you said?
Kumalo is his
Kumalo.
last
Can you
name.
type that for me?
Hmm?
Can you type that for me?
Oh, like type it into the
Yeah.
private chat? Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Nate typed it in. So Baron Kumalo. And he answers the phone. He's like, Aziz, how is it going?
That's an excellent question. I think the run of it is the source of the power has been destroyed. However, it is a tool of some kind of cult that is facilitating hosts for a parasite.
Oh. And this is happening over in America?
So far, but it seems like it's going to spread.
Then I guess you should stop it. Is this not something you would care to do?
I don't want to seem ungrateful. I appreciate the opportunity. I do. However,
But you are about to tell me something that will make you sound ungrateful.
in the sense that I ask, what do I get in return?
What is it you would like in return?
Double the pay.
Done.
All right. I will look into it.
And that applies to your assistant as well.
Which assistant? Rave or did you want to talk to Rave at any point?
Does Rave have anything to say?
Not really. Rave is also like, I'm getting paid, so okay. Good to know.
And Hans barks.
Oh,
And Baron Kumalo chuckles. The gangrel has picked up a friend.
that to say the least.
That is amusing. And endearing. May she enjoy her friend.
May she enjoy her friend indeed. She has been.
Now it's in your pay grade.
that was the intent. What? Do you know who this panda kid is?
Panda? Oh, Pan. Yes, he came to me several months ago.
Regarding?
Well, it is his jet. And
It is his jet.
And he provided me with the jet to give to use for something that would come up later, and then this came up. So I was assuming that his Malkavian abilities gave him some premonition about what is happening right now. And because he provided the jet and the means to run the operation, I was inclined to not worry too much about it impacting my barony.
Because it's not in your barony, technically.
This is also true.
I see.
He said that you would be important, and that Rave would be important, and gave me the means to allow you to be important.
Laughs about pay grade. Okay, I was just double checking.
Yes. I have met him personally.
Okay.
We are talking about this little boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The little boy with a jet.
Yeah. Not weird at all.
Yeah,
No,
that's not strange in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
All right. So he's like, is there anything else you need from me?
That is pretty much it. If I need any more resources, can I call on you?
Yes.
Okay. So far, Rave has been an asset.
Oh, that pleases me greatly. All right. Until next time, good night.
Click. Also, pay her in guinea pigs. No.
All right. So, group time.
Yay.
I come back into the main room.
So,
So, how did your talk go?
Taco.
was that Jayce or Pan?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Oh,
He's like, what, 12?
Who are you talking about, me or Pan?
So I wouldn't be surprised for him to go, Taco!
taco! You said taco!
Okay, anyway, back to the scene.
Of course, you would put the scene on me right after I put a sweet in my mouth.
Absolutely.
I will be with you in half a second.
Maybe Diane and Rave should go first with their side.
I like that idea.
So he wants us to actually investigate further, which I negotiated a pay raise, and I sang Rave's praises and hope she gets a raise too.
Wait, you guys are getting paid for this?
We are now.
I didn't know I was getting paid at all, so
Damn. Is that like an anarch thing?
It's like a mercenary thing.
Right. Files that away.
All right, what does Nate want to say in return?
So, the prince would like for me to make friendly contact with the hosts.
Friendly
And then friendly contact. And with express instructions to hightail it out of there if they turn out to be hostile.
Well, we're not going to find out if they're hostile until we're actually in the snake pit. So
Exactly.
your prince is an asshat, is what your prince is.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
I can't say that, but
No, you can't.
especially
No.
not with Elizabeth there.
mhm.
Well, Elizabeth did hear that.
Also, I have instructions to return to Montreal as soon as possible.
Oh,
So, yeah.
let's get a hold of the radio station and get this night on a roll.
That sounds like a plan. One interesting little tidbit.
What's that?
I've been laboring under the assumption that Pan was an agent of my prince.
Apparently, Pan is an associate of my Baron.
Well, that is very interesting because my prince has never heard of him.
My Baron seems to have made his acquaintance a few months ago.
That is very interesting. Because Pan met me at the airport where I collected Echo, knew me by name and knew the code word by which I was meant to recognize my fellow agents.
And over at the couches, as he's playing his handheld game, he just sighs and leans his head back and just says, "I told you that was Apollo."
That's great. Apollo, yeah. Apollo is not useful to us right now.
How did Apollo know that?
Exactly.
Well, Echo told you how Apollo knew that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what I want to know is Apollo is pulling Pan's strings.
Yes.
Pan is pulling the Baron's strings. Apparently completely ignoring the Camarilla.
Apparently.
Who is pulling Apollo's strings?
Not Pan, apparently.
What does Apollo gain from sending us all over the place?
One would think that this game was titled Mysteries or something.
Huh.
Question mark.
This is us debating through it. Deliberating.
All right. So, is there any
So what's it now?
more?
1:00 in the morning?
Yeah, and is there anything more that you guys want to discuss, or do you want to go to the radio station? What do you want to do?
We want to go to the radio station.
And how would you like to prepare?
How would I like to prepare? I will take my pistol instead of my rifle and be a little more discreet with my firearm.
All right.
And
Hans or no Hans?
I'm not sure a radio station will let Hans in, so no Hans.
Okay.
Hey, he's my special
He's my service dog.
Emotional support dog?
emotional support.
Hey, Diane, do you got a service dog thingy?
So you'll be operating Hans free.
Oh no!
How long have you been saving that one?
Holding on to that.
About 2 minutes.
A likely story.
Likely story.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, Dawn is going to stay on the plane so she can look after Hans.
And Elizabeth is starting her investigation of Pan right away.
And Pan, you are not being given a choice. You are coming with us because I'm not letting you out of my line of sight.
Oh. Well, that means Elizabeth has to go with you guys.
So then Elizabeth has to come with us.
All right. That can happen.
That is this. Do we still have the van? No, we destroyed the van.
We destroyed the van.
Yes, you destroyed a van of someone who works for the government who had cameras inside the van and listening devices.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And who was trying to reach out a hand to you. Nothing bad can happen from that ever at all.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, because that whole situation didn't absolutely scream trap. Like, what was I going to do? Just walk straight into it?
Yeah.
Just go willingly, wander out to where she wants me to meet her, and be like, "Here I am. Stake me through the freaking heart."
So anyway,
Sorry,
All right, I
Nate's a
think we
little
can cram-
melodramatic.
I think we can cram, as long as Pan like sits like across our laps, like
Pan can sit in the middle, like hump in the back seat. There's he doesn't take up much space.
okay.
The
I call shotgun.
Kisara is a 7-seater, just by the way.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I was getting
We
worried.
do not have space issues.
Okay.
Elizabeth will
I-
sit next to Pan.
I use Kisara to transport the crew for my TV show. So
Oh. TV show,
Space-
huh?
TV shows. Space is not an issue.
TV. Tell me about your TV show.
Is this in the car ride?
Mm-hmm.
So I doubt you will have heard of it out in South Africa. Although, by the way, hi, I'm from South Africa.
As you can tell, I am not.
I can. And I grew up in Pretoria until I was in my teens.
Well then,
Anyway, just throwing that out there.
small world.
Small world.
Or is it?
Mhm.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So I don't know if you know the show Mysteries of the Unexplained.
That might be a. I don't. I think I caught an episode and a half on YouTube once.
It's kind of like that. Paranormal investigation kind of thing.
That's adorable.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of how I got to be here today.
Is paranormal investigations.
Yep, I was part of a 3-man paranormal investigation TV show in the 90s.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So this radio station probably isn't going to be a foreign territory to you.
Probably not.
All right. Good.
And speaking of the radio station, it's not that far
Okay.
from the hangar.
Yay!
Am I rolling to drive?
No. This at this time now it's probably closer to 2 a.m. and yeah, there's no one out on the road to bother you. Well, there are people, but it's not stressful.
Okay. Awesome.
It is a skyrise.
Mm-hmm.
And you do know from well, actually you don't know, but when you get inside the skyrise, the station is listed
All right.
on a floor.
Yeah.
And it's 14 floors up.
Okay.
To the elevator.
To the bad elevator.
Assuming there is no security person, which would be very strange for a New York building.
There is, but he's like, in this situation, he is not expecting anyone, and not only is he not expecting anyone, he's not awake.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Because
Let's
he
go.
is bad at his job.
Okay.
As you hear the doors closing and the elevator bings,
Mhm.
you do hear him yell, "Who's that?"
I get into
Officer
the
Chunk.
elevator.
Hmm?
I get into the elevator.
Oh no, this was as the elevator doors are closing, so you're already leaving the floor.
Oh, gotcha. Who's that? What's
He's
it?
really bad at his job.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to look at his monitors.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Um,
I am having Officer Chunk flashback.
Officer Trunk, yeah.
Oh, is that from Bloodlines?
Bloodlines.
Okay, so you get up to the floor, and it's dark, but as you go through the hallway, you can hear voices, and you get to the outside of the studio, and up at through the glass in the recording booth, you see a very attractive black woman talking to Rudy, and they are.
What does Rudy look like?
Well, you saw Rudy back in the lodge.
Oh, yeah, wasn't
Like,
it the
you know
dad?
Rudy by sight. That was the dad.
Mhm.
You saw him
Oh,
the
that was
first.
the dad. Okay.
You remember him from the
He was
first
first
night.
dad? Yeah.
hmm
He was the first corpse.
Yes, he was.
And in front of them, well, not in front of them, but like on the recording table, you can see the ornament box with 7 glowing ornaments still in it.
Grumble,
Friendly
grumble.
smile and wave.
And Rudy just looks and glares.
Smile pleasantly.
Mm-hmm. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
And he's like, I saw them. I've seen them at the hotel. And then he turns to Venus and goes, kill them.
Kill them.
Rude.
Well,
How does-
that's not very nice.
How does Venus reply?
I just seem like that's a highly inappropriate response for some people we just met.
Yeah, Rudy is kind of sputtering because he was not expecting resistance here. He's like, he closes the lid on the box and holds it. And he's like, fine. Keep them occupied as long as you can so I can get away. And he steps backward through the wall.
Through the wall.
Through the wall.
What?
Well, that was fun.
I look to see if there is a way to the other side of that wall.
Venus, you know that wall is an exterior wall.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm.
He just took the express route 14 floors down.
Well, good for him.
Venus, what do you do?
Well, I'd probably why
Waves
don't they come
pleasantly.
in and sit down and maybe we can have a little chat about why they're here in the middle of the night, what their purpose is for visiting my studio and interrupting my show.
Are you live right now?
Apparently, you're live. Apparently, all of that was transmitted to radio stations all over
The
the
on the
country.
air is not lit anymore.
Oh, good.
Hey, I want to be blunt, but I'm not going to be blunt.
Here's Sako when we need her.
And Venus, when Mr. Garland told you to keep them occupied, that stuck in your head. Like, that is law to you. So, you know, at this point, you have no other thing to do in your life but to keep them occupied.
So I'll
Wow.
tell them to come in and sit.
Are you using a power?
Yes. Do I roll?
I'm guessing that is compel.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you roll that plus the day modifier.
Oh Lord. All right. So what do we?
That will be 13.
Okay. So it'd be double slash roll 13N.
Yep. All right. The rest of you, you have to roll. Let's see. Compel is
Since I have dominate, do I have resilience against this sort of thing?
That's what I'd like to know as well.
1 die, I believe.
Okay.
No, I think there's actually a skill. It's some kind of mind thing. I think it might be
I
a
would think so.
merit or a skill or a power.
I was gonna say I have I have fortitude, unswayed mind.
Unswayed mind. Yes, it's in fortitude.
It's in fortitude. Okay.
And what is your resist? What does that add?
What does unswayed mind do?
Something plus fortitude.
Unswayable mind. Adds their dots in fortitude as extra dice in any roll made to resist coercion, intimidation, seduction,
Etc.
So, it's everyone. The three of you roll intelligence plus resolve,
Mm-hmm.
and Rave will add 2 to that roll.
And then do I include hunger in this roll?
Yes.
So that'll be
So subtract
1
2.
and 6.
Okay, so that is Nate's roll. Nate sits down.
Okay.
Ties go to the one using the power. So Cat knows that they're being commanded. Diane sits down. Oh, and I have to roll for these two.
Mm-hmm.
Because you brought them with you.
Yep.
We made this difficult for you.
Intelligence and resolve. So.
Well, I wasn't letting Pan out of my sight. Because there's something dodgy going on.
Dodgy.
I can tell you flat out, I don't even have to roll for Pan because he only has 3 dice here. So he can't beat 5. Well, no, he could. I better roll.
Because he could get a double success.
Mm-hmm. Score crit. H1N. 2 successes. And now I have to get Elizabeth's sheet. Where are you? There you are. Oh my.
Oh my.
Okay, so everybody sits.
Yes.
Damn.
And because of the power rationalize that Venus has, not only do you sit, but you all believe that it is your idea to sit down.
Okay.
Can you say that I'm aware of it, though?
Just because of the tie, I'll
Yeah.
say that you kind of have an inkling that it's not your will, but everybody else is like, no, I want to sit down right now. It's my choice to come in and sit.
Well, I mean, I would like to sit down because I've been running all over the freaking country for.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so everybody sits. So what does Venus want to say?
Well, I'd like to know what they're doing here. Sneaking up on people like this.
Sneaking up.
No
We didn't-
invite. You just show up. That's very rude.
I dare say that we were invited
Well, by whom?
by whoever kidnapped and released you.
Oh, well, the person you're looking for. I really can't help you with that right now.
Because you're helping him.
Well, we don't want to split hairs, do we?
Well, we've got nothing but time now, don't we?
Now, she told you to sit down. That is
She never
only
said we couldn't stand up afterwards.
that is the fun thing about compel, is that once you have completed the command,
Mm-hmm.
you have completed it. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Compel is no longer in effect.
I need to open the book and look at what Mesmerize does. Page 256.
what is their business with the person who I'm supposedly helping?
He has a box.
Yeah, the box that was just in front of you, Gal.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
He has a box that we are extremely interested in. And we are also curious as to your welfare.
well,
You
as
seem to
can
be
see,
doing
I'm
quite
perfectly
well.
Fine. Oh yeah, quite well. Thank you.
I am a little hazy about the circumstances of your abduction.
Well, it was reported very clearly in the papers a couple of days ago. I was walking home from work and I was basically snatched off the street. The next thing I knew, I was in the basement of the Javits Center, and Miss Garland was kind enough to rescue me.
And you have no memory of the intervening time?
It's a little hazy, but nothing that I would discuss with strangers.
That is fair. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nate Thomas.
You look very familiar to me. I'm sure I've seen you somewhere. Maybe
That
one of those.
is quite possible. I do have a small career in television.
Well, it must be quite small.
Goodness.
I'm
Oh, snap.
Sorry,
she's
not
a little,
sorry.
She's a little,
Yep.
you know, you run in
No,
people's
that-
places and interrupt their meetings and
No, that is fair. I don't believe any of my shows have ever been broadcast in the United States. I am something of a minor celebrity on Canadian television.
well, what type of show are you on again?
Paranormal investigations.
So would you like to be interviewed on my show? We could probably fit in a small segment about paranormal investigations, even though it is a Loveline show. Some of our listeners may be interested in that.
That is
Diane-
certainly a very appealing.
Diane looks at Nate and is just like, don't you even. Do not take this bait.
Does Nate listen to Diane's gaze?
So, Nate is completely ignoring Diane at this point.
Oh, shit.
Nate is going to continue with what Nate was going to say in any case, which was that is certainly a very appealing offer. However, you must understand that I am beholden to my production company, and I can't make any kind of agreements without their buy-in. However, if you have a business card, I would absolutely be prepared to discuss it with them and come back if they allow.
Well, since I'm both locally and nationally syndicated, I'm sure a business card is not necessary. You would know, and your production company would know where to find me if necessary.
Might I remind you, Love in Venus or Love from Venus is nationally syndicated in the US, but not in Canada.
Cook off.
Two can play at that game, Ducky.
Well, as I said, you know where to find me. I'm not going to debate the merits of Canadian television and media against the far-reaching media of the United States. And of course, the center of media, probably for the entire world, which is New York City. But we'll just leave that on the table.
Raises an eyebrow.
And we won't debate the merits of television and its far-reaching engagement over radio.
Very true, but you just might be talking yourself out of any type of further advertisement. But we'll also leave that on the table.
That's absolutely fair.
While they're talking, can Rave get up and go towards the door?
Venus, you see Rave walking towards the door. And as much as you realize that you need to keep her there, you don't want to, because you really don't want to be following that man's commands any more than you have to. But there's that need inside of you to do what he said.
Let's see. So if she's walking toward the door, what I'll probably do... They're there specifically to find out about Garland and the box and everything. So what I would do is do a forgetful mind so they can forget everything they've actually seen or talked about since they arrived in the lobby of the radio station.
Ooh, okay. So for that one, roll 12.
Okay, so it'd be 12N.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, and to fight that, it's intelligence plus resolve. And it's also a dominate power, so Rave gets +2.
Okay, so
Dare I even try to roll?
so it would be the same that I did.
I could double crit.
Intelligence
It
plus
could happen.
resolve, 5, 7.
I have those little star things too on that one. I don't know if that makes any difference.
3 successes.
It only makes a difference when there are multiple of them.
Oh.
I don't make it.
Whoa, Nate.
Haha. We have a resist.
And a half.
And
Excuse you.
let me finish with Elizabeth is... oh, yeah, it's the same thing. She's got 7 dice to play with there. And I'm once again not... Well, I guess I should roll for Pan, but... Elizabeth failed, and... Why can't I put 2 slashes in ever? All right, so... we're going to
Diane.
resolve...
Diane kind of leans into Nate and says, "Can you remind me why we're here?"
So the way the Forgetful Mind works is Venus gets to say what is being removed and if it's being changed into something else.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so basically, they're going to forget, having seen Mr. Garland, they're going to forget about the box that they've seen, because I can only have them forget what I know they know.
Right.
Okay, so like I said before, they're going to forget why they came there. They're going to forget seeing the box, and they're going to... Nate's also... Oh, well, Nate got me. Can't do anything to him. But they're also going to forget why they came there, the box, and Mr. Garland.
Okay.
All right. So, Nate, you see that all
and
the
me
other...
too. And me too.
Well, they're sitting there with you.
Oh, okay.
You are in line of sight, so they know you are there.
Gotcha.
And the why they're there, it's going to get kind of cloudy, but they know they're only going to know that it's part of their mission. But the ones that forgot will not know how it's connected to their mission.
Mm-hmm.
But Nate, you see the other 4 that are with you. Just relax. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like nothing is going wrong at all for them. And you felt something push out of Venus at you.
Yeah, I did. So that was not very nice, but okay. I was attempting to protect other humans from this hollow plague, but all right, we'll take our leave.
I was curious as to, like, I would like to pick her brain regarding the abduction, because I think she's holding back information.
You don't know about the abduction. Because you don't know how she connects with what you're here for. Nate is the only one who knows that.
Why are we here?
Following a fool's errand, apparently. I think the best thing to do at this point, seeing as Miss Dupree is not going to be of any use to us whatsoever, we should return to the plane and frankly call it a night.
That sounds great to me. And Diane stands up and follows Nate's lead.
All right, Venus. It's time for Hail Mary. What you gonna do?
So Nate is the one who's leading the crew out.
Right.
How long does Mr. Garland want me to keep them? Is there just as long as possible, or are we going to be playing gin rummy here or half the night?
You are not exactly sure, and as you question that duration, things are starting to unravel a little bit because that is not something he covered. And you have kept them occupied.
For as long as possible.
Right. So go to your sheet and look at willpower.
Oh my God, my sheet. Give me a second. I did not pull up my sheet. I have everything else except that.
It's
Here,
down.
I got it. I have it right. Yeah, it's right here. I just had to scroll. Let's see. Let's go, internet. Tributes, chronicles, disciplines. So willpower is like one square in the middle of all this group of squares.
It's on the actual character sheet. It's
Yeah,
down.
I'm looking on the character sheet. I see it, but I can't read it. What it's supposed to mean.
There are 6 of those squares filled in,
Mm-hmm.
which means
Yes.
you have 6 in willpower. So you will roll 6N.
Okay.
And I will say that 3N means you have shaken the command.
So you do this.
Or 3 successes means you will have shaken the command.
I'm going to roll instead of 13, and it's going to be 6N.
It'll be 6N, yes.
Okay.
2 successes. So you still feel that pull, you have to stop them.
So that I have to keep them longer. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to use my majesty and just commit and keep them there. I Hail Mary, what you going to do? So
okay.
Spend all that blood.
So it would be base size 10. Let's see if I can get this. So it'll be a 13N again.
Yep.
All right. Oh, I'm catching on.
6 successes.
So now they have.
Okay, so it's composure plus resolve. And this is... Oh, wait, no, presence powers work the same. So with the unswayable mind. So everyone will have to do a composure plus resolve roll.
That sucks.
Composure. Plus resolve. And then do I still do the +2?
Yes.
Two dice. That's not what I said. Why did you only roll 2 dice?
That is very weird. Re-roll that. Oh, because
Yeah.
your N and your 3 are
Oh.
Oh, are reversed. Okay. 1H, 3N. Oh well.
Okay, this is Elizabeth. Only 4 successes. And...
Only 4 successes.
Well, compared to the 6 that Dahlia got,
Yeah.
Pan gets 5 dice with 2 hunger. 3N. 1 success. Okay. All of a sudden, all of you are compelled to turn around and face Venus. She is not only the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but it would go against your entire being to displease her. She is a goddess.
So I guess, listen, we'll all have a seat, we'll get some snacks, and we'll just hang out and get to know each other a little bit better.
Slowly sits back down.
For as long as it takes.
We are on a clock.
Somewhere else?
Yeah, at this point, all you can do is talk her out of it because you can't lift a finger against her.
Okay, but we do actually need to call it an.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, the 2 hours is up. I forgot about that. Didn't notice that in all the excitement. So here is the question. Dahlia, are you free next week?
same time, same bad station, yes.
Excellent. So we can just pick this up where we left off.
Most definitely. And if anything changes, I'll let you know long before.
All
But
right.
I doubt anything's going on.
All right. Thank you very much. So let us get what people liked about this episode, what people didn't like, if they didn't like anything, and who they would give experience to.
And why? Question mark?
Yes. So, Rave.
I liked. Well, I liked that. Like this one was basically an entire night.
Mhm.
And I don't like that we're stuck here. Stopping us from helping us get away. But I would give.
Aw, yay, Samantha.
I'm trying to think of who to give. Let me go with Nate. Because even though Rave didn't pick the conversation, it was quite entertaining listening to the conversation with the prince. So, that's weird.
All right, Nate.
So goods. There was a lot of powers happening in this game, which is not something that we've seen before.
This is true.
So that was an interesting experience. Bads. Honestly, only that we've run over time, really, because I should be in bed.
I apologize for that.
No, it's not your fault. You go where the story takes you. And experience. You know what? I'm going to give experience to Rave for the lockpicking, because we would not have even gotten into the building without it. So,
Cool. Let's see. Things I liked about the game. Yay for Dahlia playing Venus Dupree. Hooray! Also, really good character development, I thought. Character relationships were a little more concrete this game. On a professional level, I think. And the idea that Diane now has permission to drive Nate's car is like, oh, dude, I do declare. Bads, we ran a little bit over. I got to get back to work. XP is tough. but I think I'm going to give it to Nate for the talks in the car.
Excellent. And 1 EXP to everybody for the session. And also, Dahlia, you have the ability to award 1 EXP to a player of your choice and say why.
I think I'm going to go with Rave too for picking that lock at the Javits Center.
Excellent. And with that, our vampire story has concluded.
Cliff.
And cue the credits.